Hey Gemini, welcome to your reading. For those of you who are new to me, my name is Kelly Lunt, and I'm an intuitive channel, medium, and law of attraction expert. If you would like more of me, I go live here on YouTube Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, with a show called High Vibe Mornings, and then I dive into free mini reads. So come hang out. Okay, but Gemini, getting straight to your reading, it kind of looks like the theme in your life right now that you're moving through is really about making peace with how some things unfolded, of just making peace with and like accepting that's how that played out. They didn't hire me. I didn't get my dream job. They picked the other person. So it's really about just accepting that's how it panned out and that you're disappointed with it. You don't want to stay in shock. You don't want to stay in denial. You don't want to stay in anger. You just want to move to, I accept that that's how it played out and that that's how it happened. Because it looks like right now your lack of ability to accept that that is just how it played out is what's preventing the healing. You know, let's use like a big kind of example, like childhood trauma. If you don't accept that it happened, you're always going to be living in a I push away from my younger self. So you're like pushing away from yourself. I don't accept that that happened, but you want to like honor, yeah, my body, my nervous system, my emotions went through that. And I accept that at that time I had no control. I accept that I don't like it. Because like what happens when you do that, push away and ignore, you don't come to a place of acceptance of I fully embody and accept that I did not like how that happened. And you being able to have a good relationship with your own internal compass, which is essentially yes, no, feels good, feels bad. If you don't have this, you've got you don't have the compass. You have a compass that just always points north. So whatever direction you're going north, right? You need the yes, no, so that you can then fill into, no, this thing, I don't actually like it. Let me get back over here. I want to, oh, this thing feels good. Let me go this way. So that's why it's like preventing your healing right now, because you've got to be willing to feel into, that's actually disgusting. I actually don't like that. I want to go towards something that feels good. And if you know what it is, go for it. If not, universe, give me some more alternatives and ones that feel uplifting, ones that feel good. So just accepting that's how it happened and accepting I don't like how that panned out, that's going to bring you whole and complete so that you can begin to move forward again in your future. Okay, yeah, because it looks like in the recent past, you're kind of dropping the fight energy. You're dropping the, you know what, this issue is not worth talking about anymore. You know, they're never going to see it from my point of view. They're never going to come around. And it's like it's like you're at that point where you're realizing I can't be angry at that situation anymore because the anger is now only hurting me. Even though like maybe they were the ones that did something wrong and like harmed you, did, you know, something that was unhelpful to you. At some point though, carrying that anger moves from protecting you from interacting with them to keeping you stuck, to you just being angry now. So it's like you don't need to drop the anger for them or to forgive them. You need to drop the anger for yourself so that you're not walking around with an elevated blood pressure. And forgiveness really isn't necessarily about the other person. Forgiveness is simply, I'm choosing to not use them as the reason as to why I can't have what I want right now. Well, I would manifest in a lover if my parents didn't treat me like this growing up and give me all this trauma and association relationships are bad. I'm ready to see relationships in a new way, and I'm ready to experience relationships in a new way. And it's going to be in a whole new way than I've ever experienced, because I guarantee you it's going to feel loved. It's going to feel loving. It's going to feel fun. It's going to feel uplifting. It's going to feel like eager expansion, like, oh, cool. I get to spend my time with you. It's going to feel new. So you know what I mean? Are you going to lean into and experience something new? You have your internal guidance system. I don't like this, I like this. That's what's going to help keep you safe in the next time you go. If you have that full embodiment of this is a yes for me, this is a no for me. Okay, because it looks like right now in this current moment, you're just a little sad. Okay, give me some more clarity on this, though, universe. Do they need to hear anything more about the fight energy? Yeah, you're out of the. Sometimes, like the anger and stuff does act as a protection shield for you. Like a no, you crossed a boundary. I'm not talking to you. That's when it's productive. It's helping you. It's protecting you from engaging with someone or something that's like going to be harmful to you. But when it gets down to 6 months, a year, 4 years later, that anger is only holding you back and bringing you down. Okay, so what do we need to hear about the sadness? So you are allowing yourself to feel some of the sadness right now, which is good. It means you're like moving on through like, maybe you're moving through the grief process. You're moving on to like the next phase of the healing journey. But it kind of looks like some of the sadness is not necessarily about the big, bad, hairy, scary thing that happened, but a lot of the sadness is about your lack of ability to focus on prosperity right now. And it's kind of like you allowed that to fully consume your thoughts and your life. And you're like, well, I got to think about that because I don't want that to happen again. I have to be hyper vigilant about this. That like that went on long enough that you kind of forgot to practice the skill set of like, this is what I want to enjoy. I want to go to dance classes. I want that free feeling in my body. I want to do something where I can stack and develop skill sets. And I want something that I can kind of show off as a hobby that I developed. You've had your whole life on protection, 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 anger, that now like you're like, okay, I got to drop this. So you're like, oh, actually, I'm just really sad about what happened. I'm sad that that's how they acted. But you just haven't, some of your sadness is that you haven't practiced putting your focus on prosperity, on abundance, on good feeling things. So just be aware that it's kind of time to lean into and redevelop that skill set of being willing to focus on happy things and allowing that to grow. Because being happy is a skill set. There's so many people out there who want to like tear you down, who want to, oh my God, you're wearing that shirt, you're driving that car. They want to like tear you down. So like being happy does take courage. It is a skill set to be willing to like radiate happiness when there's so many people out there who are like unwilling to radiate happiness. So be strong as you go forth on this happiness journey. It looks like coming in the near future. Coming into the near future, you got the shapeshifter card. So you're definitely at a place where you're going to be at a place of where it's like, okay, it's just got to be different. It's just got to be different. I got to be willing to experience new things. And it kind of looks like you got it clarified by the Three of Embers reversed. So a lot of it's just got to be better. I got to take the sleep into the greener pasture because it's just got to be better. And a lot of that is going to be about you wanting to like sink back down into your body and be engaged with life again. Be engaged and fully present, because the Three of Embers card is like the ultimate card of kind of distraction. Like that, like if you look at it, look, her friends are there, they're all playing merrily along, but the two friends are having to pull you along because you're looking back at that like, but those people in the past hurt me. I need to protect myself from that. And they're like, come this way. We love you. We like you. We want to play with you in an uplifting, positive, happy, joyous, joyful way. So you're ready to like, it's just got to be different. And I want to be more engaged. I want to be more focused on the good feeling things in my life. Okay, in terms of your personal power this month, your personal power this month is the Eight of Trees, which is the ultimate card of like put work in, put energy in, put effort in, clarified by the Two of Cups. So it is, your personal power is to hyper focus your energy on being willing to put your energy and your effort, your resources into good feeling things, and in a way where you allow yourself to, like the Two of Lotuses, where you allow yourself to enjoy it. You allow yourself to be delighted. You allow yourself to be kind of giddy and eager and, ooh, that felt fun. That felt frisky. And there's lots of law of attractions you can do for this, guys. You can do the simple meditate and then do a list of 10 things that happened that I found very satisfying. 10 things that I appreciate right here, right now in front of me. And I don't really care what's going on. You could always appreciate that the sun came up. You could appreciate that the sun comes up without you having to do anything about it. You can appreciate that the sun helps nourish your plants so that they grow, which then feed you and give you nourishment. You can appreciate the fact that your internal organs do what they do without you having to micromanage it. You can appreciate the fact that you're now aware that not every little thing has to be under your control, that like the universe has your back. So you can make the appreciation list. You can just focus on, here's 5 things that happened that were very enjoyable to me this last week. Um, yeah, okay, in terms of outside influences around you, well, this isn't the happiest news to report to you. I would definitely say that there's people around you right now that don't necessarily want you to like move on. And it's more about like they don't want you to fully open up to like your creativity. It's kind of like you getting success or you getting good at what it is you want to get good at. It's going to like prove them wrong somehow. And they don't want to be proven wrong. They just want other people who understand what they're going through. They want other people to go through it with them. And guys, there's a distinct difference between being understood and being loved. Being understood, you got to drop your vibes to match that person and go, oh my God, I get why that's so hard for you. Oh, it is hard. Now you guys are going through the hard together. Instead of love, which is I choose to focus on you with positive intent. Like, wow, that sounds really tough what you're going through. I can see why it could feel difficult for you to take action and forward movement. Um, well, I wonder how you're going to navigate out of this because now if you're willing to stay like higher vibe, they have the opportunity if they want to also go higher vibe. Oh man, that sounds tough. Oh, thank you. Well, I wonder what some ways to get out of there are. If they're in a receptive mode, they'll be, oh, what are some ways to get out of this? Oh, I could try this. I could try that. Oh, that sounds neat. That sounds cool. What do you think that one looks like more? Like, tell me more about that one. I don't understand it. Oh, it looks like this. It looks like that. Oh, I see how that can work. So it's recognizing that you can either choose to understand them and struggle with them, or you can choose to stay up here being willing to be a source of inspiration for others to move up if they want. And of course there is sometimes always like the sad reality that sometimes people won't want to go with you to your new journey. No matter what, I pulled another clarifying card. You're going to be quite delighted and surprised once you're willing to not like struggle with other people anymore. So that'll either mean they'll yoink right up with you, you being the source of inspiration, the leader, or you'll get like new friends in immediately. No matter what, you're going to have a little bit of this like renewed, I won't call it renewed optimism, but this like renewed fresh start where like life has a little bit of a sprinkle and a magic to it on there. And guys, I kind of don't care how old you are because everyone hits the good old days, the youthful spark. I used to be ambitious. You're either going to navigate through that or you're not. You're either going to let that be the reason why you can't do what you want to do now or you're not. And I can tell you that being a little bit older, when I go and like I visit my friends from different parts of my life and they like remind me of stories, oh, do you remember when you were working here? Do you remember when you were doing that? Or when I'm now meeting friends of friends and they're like, oh, well, I've known so and so this long. I'm like, I've known them that long. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, you missed this cool story of their life. And I just started laughing and went, oh my God, that was your perspective of that happening in their life. Let me share mine. I was living here, so her and I had like a long distance friendship going on, um, and this and that. And I remember her talking about you, so I've heard your name throughout our entire friendship. I've just never met you. And then when I shared my experience of that same event, the person was just like, "Whoa!" So that's a depthness and a richness to life that the youthful don't have. So that's kind of why I don't care like how old you are. You're then gonna like that's either gonna be your excuse as to why you can't go for what you want or why you can't focus on what you want, or it's not. Okay, in terms of your hopes or fears, well, you're definitely it's definitely an awareness of feeling fragile of the journey ahead from you. And like life is probably more selfish than you're giving it credit to right now, because sometimes when someone does cross over, it's like oh my God, how do I move on without them? How do I go on without them? They did so much for me. So you're learning to navigate and to walk in the world without like a huge support, but you're learning how to walk without that boost from them. Like, okay, let me give a sometimes when I go to the gym and I lift weights, I was incredibly surprised that when I was around one gentleman, I was able to lift 15 pounds heavier. I was like, did I just squat 185? And was like, no big deal. I'm like, oh my God, I was always like struggling with that before. And then when I did like bent, like another exercise too, I was like, did I just do 95 pounds? Like, I've never done that. Sure enough, I went 2 days later without him and I'm like, oh, now my weights are back low, but that's because we are vibrational beings. We do pick up vibrations of other people around you. Step 4, law of attraction, you're a vibrational master and you only pick up the vibes and the energies that you want, not the ones you don't want. So you're not a victim to other people's energy. It's about being deliberate of this is my energy, that's their energy, here's what I like of theirs, I call it in. Um, so it was, then I set off the arc of desire of, wait, I want to be able to lift that heavy without being in that guy's energy. I want to cultivate that energy within me of lifting heavier. That's step 4, being a master. That is something I want to cultivate. That is something I want to do. Um, so it's just, it's like if I do this walk without them, or if I do this walk without that source of support, you're just aware of that fragility. But any new manifestation always comes with a wobble in the beginning because insecurity is vibration number 22. If you Google the emotional guidance list, most manifestations start that low because you are insecure. You don't know what it will look like. You don't know what it will feel like. You don't even know if you're going to like it or not. You just got to be willing to like, okay, let me take that first step. Let me see if I like it. Let me see if I don't. Let me take that second step. Let me take that third step. Okay, after doing it 3 times, this is not for me. After doing it 3 times, this is for me. You got to be willing to like move through that vibrational wobble for any new manifestation coming up. Okay, in terms of your outcome, you are going to tap back into the flow, Gemini. You're going to tap back into the, like, it's going to be that, like, kind of soft cry release a little where you just go, oh, I can't hold on to that anger anymore because there is so much good stuff around me. I have a friend coming over to drink tea with me and enjoying this beautiful view. That was a good yoga class. It awakened parts of my body that haven't been awakened in a while. So it is going to be like a, gosh darn it, there are good things around me to enjoy. I just haven't been noticing them. So you definitely got a little bit of sorting to do and a little bit of willing to walk on this new vantage point in life that you have. But you've got a good outcome where it's just going to be like I just got to enjoy it. What is there to enjoy around me right now? Um, guys, and that's what little kids do. They're just, okay, if those are the rules of what I can't do, what can I do? What can I play with? What fun can I get into? So you're just returning to that, like, what can I do? What would be fun? What would be enjoyable? All right, guys, I hope that reading helped. If you want more, I do High Vibe Mornings Monday through Thursday here on YouTube for free, 11 a.m. I start with a general message for the collective, and then I dive into free mini reads for those who are live. It is the one place on the internet where all we do is talk about how to get happy right now, how to take that next step in your life, and how to build a plan so that you enjoy the journey to get there. And I'm also available for personal readings. I'll link to that in the description down below. Lots of love, Gemini. Bye.